Long ago, in a quiet village nestled between hills and streams, lived a girl named Ogechi. Gentle, beautiful, and full of life. She was the only daughter of Chief and Madam Amadi, one of the most respected families in the community. They were one of the richest families in the community also. But Ogechi had a secret flame in her heart. She was deeply in love with Ndukwe, a humble carpenter's son. He had a good heart and a hard-working spirit. He knew the different kinds of wood used to make good furniture. He was also skilled too. But all this meant nothing, since he had no status or wealth. And to Ogechi's parents, love without status was nothing but a childish fantasy. Ndukwe and Ogechi had grown up together. They shared dreams beneath mango trees and by the river bank. Their love was true but hidden. When her parents discovered their relationship, they were furious. Her father forbade her from seeing Ndukwe again. Her mother wept, saying it was shameful for their only daughter to marry beneath her class.
No,
her mother said.
You can't marry him. He has no money. He has no money.
You will marry someone better, someone rich and famous, her father said. Ogechi pleaded, cried, and even refused food. But her parents had already arranged a suitor, Chike, the son of a wealthy businessman from a neighboring town. He was educated, polished, and powerful, and he could elevate their family even further. Despite Ogechi's protest, plans for the traditional marriage began. The compound was cleaned, palm wine ordered, colorful wrappers and beads laid out. Ogechi felt like a prisoner in silk. Her heart ached with every drumbeat that made the approach of her wedding day. Ndukwe, heartbroken, had stopped coming around. He respected her family and didn't want to bring her more pain. But neither of them could forget the promises they had made under the stars. The wedding day arrived. Ogechi sat in her bridal room, adorned in coral beads, her laced wrapper gleaming, her face painted like royalty. Guests gathered. The air was filled with music and dancing. Chike arrived with his people, dressed in agbada, holding gifts and surrounded by laughter. Then came the sacred moment. According to Igbo tradition, the bride must search for her husband among the men gathered and offer him a cup of palm wine. It was her way of declaring her choice publicly and finally. The entire compound was silent as Ogechi took the calabash of wine. Her hands trembled. Her eyes searched the crowd, not for Chike, but for Ndukwe. And there he was, standing quietly in a corner, near the back, dressed modestly in a simple native outfit, eyes lowered, ready to slip away before his presence caused trouble. But Ogechi saw only him. Her heart leaped. With slow, steady steps, she walked through the crowd, ignoring the confused murmurs. She passed Chike without a glance. When she reached Ndukwe, she stopped. He looked up, shocked, eyes wide, lips parted. But before he could speak, she offered him the calabash. The crowd gasped. "Drink," she whispered, her voice shaking. "For it is you I have chosen, you and no one else." Ndukwe hesitated for only a moment. Then, with trembling hands, he took the calabash and drank. Chaos erupted. Chief Amadi rose in rage. Chike's people demanded answers. Her mother fainted, but Ogechi stood firm, holding Ndukwe's hand with tears in her eyes. I will not marry for pride, for money, or for fear. I will marry for love. And if that means leaving this house, I will. And she did. That evening, Ogechi left her father's compound, walked away with Ndukwe. No dowry, no blessing, just love and the courage to follow her heart. 2 days later, Ndukwe and his uncles came to Ogechi's father with the intention of making peace and also to pay the dowry of his daughter. But Chief Amadi, full of anger, chased them out of his compound. Ndukwe and his people kept coming week after week. Suddenly, Chief Amadi got fed up and accepted the dowry. But he cut ties with his daughter and warned her never to come begging for food. Ndukwe's furniture business started growing. Almost every house in the village had a craft or needed his carpentry services. He managed the little he had with his wife. One day, there was a heavy rainfall and people's houses were badly destroyed. Their rooftops, windows, and even doors were destroyed. Even the king's storehouse was affected by the heavy rain. One of the king's servants recommended Ndukwe, and that was how Ndukwe started working on the king's storehouse and also for the other villagers. The king was so pleased with Ndukwe's work that he made him his palace carpenter. Ndukwe made so much money and he opened 2 more shops. Even with Ndukwe's achievement, Chief Amadi saw it as nothing. One fateful day, Chief Amadi fell greatly ill and there was no enough money to pay for his bills. Ogechi's mother was so afraid that her husband would die. She went to her friends seeking for help, but they turned her down. She had no other option than to go to Ogechi and Ndukwe for help. When she got to their house, she was amazed as they lived comfortably. With tears, she pleaded for forgiveness. Ogechi and Ndukwe helped pay the bills. Few weeks after Chief Amadi recovered, he organized a feast in his house and invited Ogechi and Ndukwe. Ogechi forgave her parents and they lived happily ever after.